Welcome back to another episode of Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin. Today,
Back to Whiskey Row.
back to Whiskey Row. We're hitting up the Old Forester, technically the fourth in the series. We're out of order. Sorry. I just love the fact that each of the years that they're a nod to.
It's an interesting backstory to this one.
And what was it? The one was for the beginning. One was related to the Bottled and Bond Act. Mm-hmm. This one's related to more of a catastrophe than a positive thing here. So 1910, they were in production and they ended up having a fire in the bottling plant. Mm-hmm. So they had whiskey
ready to roll.
Ready to go. Already proofed down, sitting in the vat, ready to be bottled, and the bottling line catches on fire. So what they do? Throw it back in another barrel. That's it. So that's kind of the whole nod is, and that's what they continue to do today is
they call it double barreling.
Double barreled. So they age it just like normal Old Forester whiskey, and then they get it all ready, proofed, everything's set up normally, and then they lightly toast and heavily char the inside of a barrel. And they throw that in there for another amount of time.
Given the color.
I can't find the times, but yeah, exactly. Given the color, it's been in a good amount of time in that second second barrel. That's the story behind this. That's kind of the nod to the history and what they did there. And apparently one of the first times they did a double barreling, but each time it's new oak.
Yep.
So technically it still gets to be bourbon.
Yep.
They stayed within the rules. They knew the rules.
They know how much they can skirt them.
Yes. But yeah, in the bottle, boy, is that dark.
It's dark in the glass too.
So, just an initial guess. No nosing, no anything. Thinking there might be a little bit of oak, and with that much char, probably a lot of vanilla. That's my guess. Let's see.
I think you're close.
It's a little light. It's lighter than I expected.
Yeah. Give it 93. I expect to get just a little bit of a burn on the nose. Not heavy, but just a little.
It's sweet. I definitely get a good amount of. I thought there was more vanilla. I really was expecting a little bit more vanilla off of that, but it's a little bit more of a caramel, like that burnt.
Caramel, I think like a cream. There's like
creme brulee type, like that burnt top type note. There's not a lot. It's not crazy coming off the nose. I wonder if the neck pour, if there's a little bit like it needs to open up a touch, but I just swirled it. Vanilla just went. Whoo.
I got a little bit of vanilla on the front end of the initial taste. A little bit of a burn.
The end, you're getting that second barrel. There's a lot of barrel notes to oak. The whole end is and dry.
Yes, very dry.
It dries out real quick. But it's sweet all the way through. But the sweet is really strong in the beginning, and then the barrel notes really come through pretty strong, and then super dry. All of that makes sense. Like if you think of you're overly charring it, you're going to get all those burnt wood and burnt sugars. It all kind of makes sense. I can't say it's that far off of what I would expect now that I understand what I didn't know what 1910. I was just like, oh, it's an Old Forester 19. Now that I understand why there's a difference and why they have the different lines, double barreling.
I like this one.
Yeah, it's got a lot of body to it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, going back to nose, it's like a vanilla, but almost more of a creamy vanilla. And
the more I move it, the ethanol is coming out. A lot. Didn't exactly expect for 93 proof. I really wonder, a drop of water or two would be really good in this. This is definitely one that I think.
Initially aerating it.
Yeah.
Almost like a cookie flavor.
Okay. Like a sugar cookie, vanilla sugar cookie type thing? Or something else? Because you didn't agree.
It just, in general, it's like a sweet cookie.
Okay.
Yeah, the finish is still just dries up. It's got some barrel notes to it.
That gets a little like a little molasses type note to it. So I get the cookie, almost like a raisin cookie, but it's not that sweet raisin part. But it's got a little bit of the baking spice notes to it, but just kind of like a sweet doughy.
Yeah, this one with some water or just a regular small cube.
Small cube, yeah.
Be interested to see how that opens it up.
Yeah, I think that would, my first thought would be the sweetness would really come forward. The cookie dough is really what I'm going to say, cookie dough, but I can't really place what kind of cookie, but like a little bit more vanilla, but like a little dough type note to it. Yeah, I really think that'd come through really strong. Probably really good. Totally different than 1920 because I'm just waiting for I'm waiting for my bananas.
It's coming. It's coming.
That's the first time I had the 1920 was like, holy bananas.
No, they've all they've all had an interesting backstory to them.
Yes.
And they all, I think they've all been delicious.
Yeah, and totally different ways. And again, I'm going to go back to the point. The exact same mash bill for every single one. It's ridiculous how they can, like how they, I don't know. I don't get how you can do what we're now on that's the third, so. Fifth. Yeah. So we're on the fifth one. The 86 and the 100 are closer-ish. The Statesman's a little bit different. And then, they're all so different. And everything starting with the exact same blend of...
It's just a different area of the barn.
Or a different barrel? Or the fact that it's double-barreled? Or
Well, this one for sure.
Yeah,
totally
different.
Double barreling. But yeah, I'm sure they found their sweet spot in their barns that meet that profile that they're looking for each one.
Yeah. Man, if you drink it fast, it's all sweet. Barely any, it's really, like if you just swallow real quickly, all the sweet comes through. But if you aerate it a little bit, it like more of that barrel oaky.
Ooh, I got some apricot doing that.
Okay.
The fruit.
Little fruit?
Yeah, I got some, like a dry apricot. I'm glad they figured it out because this is a delicious bottle.
Yeah, this one's really good. This one, I'm probably going to say this is my favorite so far. This is really, really solid. One of the more expensive ones of Old Forester, outside of
Birthday bourbon, presidential.
So mid-50s? Mid-50s. And they tend to stick to a range. I think that their pricing seems very give or take, $10 off of $50. It's kind of where they kind of just sit right in that range, 40 to 50 range. So it's a little bit more expensive.
Worth it though.
But probably, it's worth it for the totally different flavors that you get off of this totally different way to age their whiskeys. I like it. Oh, and I just looked at the label. The other fun part is Old Fine Whisky without an E. You will not see that very often in America.
Nope.
Almost always America spells it with an E.
Isn't it the rule of thumb is any country that has an E in its name, they add an E to whiskey.
It's not perfect, but that's a good place to start. But for the most part, if there's an E in the name of the country of origin, there's an E in the spelling of whiskey.
Yep.
So there you go. More knowledge. More useless knowledge for everyone.
Yeah. But no, again, it's just been another great stop on Whiskey Row.
Yes.
Probably the best one so far.
So far, I'm gonna say yes.
But we've got a couple more to do.
We got one more Whiskey Row, and then we go.
And then the birthday bourbon.
I'm looking forward to that one.
So we hope you enjoyed this episode, another one of Whiskey Row. If you did, we'd encourage you to hit the like button at the bottom of the screen. If you've had it before, maybe you got a different opinion about the bottle, we'd love to hear your comments, and even some of our episodes where we've done some other bottles. Please look back at those episodes. Leave us some comments on those bottles of Old Forester as well.
And if you could, subscribe to the channel, help us out, trying to get a little bit bigger audience and let people know what's going on. But we're trying to do a little bit more stuff going into 2021. That sounds so weird to say.
Looking forward to 2021.
I think it'll be a very interesting year.
Yeah.
So thanks very much for watching.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.